people are busy. They're they're glancing at social media from their cell phone. They're only seeing the picture and they're clicking to reshare because they think the picture is clever or the picture makes them feel something and they reshare it and they don't realize what they're doing. But it causes more harm than good. The people that do this, we can't change other people. We can't really. What can we do to make this happen less? Is there anything?
I mean, talk about it more. We've been talking about it. It's something that has been a constant issue and something that we try and raise awareness about. But it's just, and that's the other thing is that we don't come out and just yell at people. We don't admonish people. We try and say, hey, this is not what you want to do. We're not trying to be jerks about it.
No, I think, and Leslie had introed it this way, there are two things going on. The first is that within the right, there's that culture. There's some people whose values are, maybe making their name off of attacking other conservatives, or there's that culture that it's okay to tear down somebody for some reason or another. And then there's the whole culture of not paying attention at all, and I think they stem from the same place. There are people whose priorities are not advancing the conservative movement. They are emoting, or they are trying to make a name for themselves, or trying to bolster themselves by making someone else look bad, whether it's interpersonally or taking a shot at someone who's got somewhat of an audience and a name. Those things come from people whose value is not, the highest value for them is not advancing conservatism. I think, can we agree that that's at the root here?
I would agree with that it's not their highest value, because if it truly was, if you're more interested in promoting conservatism, you set aside the personal, you set aside the ego, and it's about the cause. If it was truly about the cause, you're willing to take second fiddle to the cause, and that certainly isn't happening, especially when you get into personal attacks on things. You look at the conservative movement, and you look at the liberal movement. The liberals seem like they have it together, and I'm not saying that they do. I'm saying that they give that impression, because what's important to them more than anything else is not their own personal ego, it's the cause. Whereas conservatives, it's sort of the opposite. There's a lot, and I'm not saying everybody, I'm saying that the tendencies are there. And
well,
so
I think there's a lot of, I'm just here for having a good time, I'm just here for the fun and the entertainment and whatever.
Well, I'm here for the donuts. I was promised donuts, so that's why I'm here. Okay, I'm kid.
They lied.
Yeah, the cake is a lie. So,
Geraghty's article, let me hit this real quick.
Please.
Geraghty's article stated this, and it's near the end. But if we're going to get up every morning wearing our cup for the inevitable below-the-belt assault from the left, it would be nice if we could trust the self-professed conservative behind us. That says a lot to me.
Ding, 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 ding. Yes, exactly.
And there's always going to be that guy who's just absolutely ready and waiting to stab you in the back. It's really, it's frustrating that I think we've talked about this before a few times, that there's not a willingness to have a broad diversity of opinions in some parts of conservatism. That there is this need for only my definition of conservatism is the right definition of conservatism, and if you do anything, if you say anything that's even remotely outside of it, then the nuclear warheads are fired. It's done, and we can't be friends ever because you want to be a little bit more aggressive on your policy, trying to get something passed in Congress, or you want to be less aggressive, or we can't have that sort of debate about what we should do and what we should stand for, and have the fact that maybe there is space to have differences of opinion in the conservative movement.
Probably one of the high values that we should encourage is not to shoot at each other. If you think someone's wrong, you can tell them so in a way that doesn't isolate or alienate them from you when you need them again. Is that not a simple concept that we can embrace? That it would probably be good if you're a part of this conservative army not to shoot your own guys? And if you want to quibble over the definition of who our own guys are, there's a great big, trench full of all of the control policies, but all of those guys who want to control and guide our lives and manage us, there's that whole big field between us and the other side. Now, some of our guys may, get a little close to that trench and some of the policies that they embrace, but they're still somebody that we could probably use in an objective to get something done. So I just want people to be thinking of it that way. Point your guns in the correct direction, please.
I think of it as if anybody out there is willing to put on the conservative uniform and be publicly acknowledged as a conservative of some sort, if he claims to be a part of my team, I'm going to accept that he's part of my team and find a use for him.
We can have differences of opinion on a bunch of major policies, but as long as we're not trying to pass laws to outlaw it for other people, as long as we're allowing people their choice to live their life as they see fit, as long as it doesn't take away our choices to the way we live our lives, then we should support them. If we have an argument about it, maybe go offline. Go to a private message or a private post and discuss it. If you have to call someone out on that thread because you think they're wrong and it's that important, be kind about it. Don't make yourself an enemy of someone that you agree with on 90% of things just because you disagree on this one thing. If your point is to get conservative messages across, to bring people to our side, to educate people, you need to do it in the right way. You can't just get mad and blow up on all the people on our side. You've got to support each other. We're going to have disagreements, of course we are, but be nice about it.
Ryan, you ignorant slut.
You are too young to know that reference. That's awesome.
Well, the question I have is, and it seems to me very much that the conservative right has this problem a lot, that our guys disagree on things and we will spend more time, more eagerly disagreeing with each other than we spend disagreeing with the left, or we'll spend a lot of time trying to conquer each other than we spend trying to conquer the left. And is that just my perception, or do the people on the left all agree with each other because they're mindless drones, or do they ignore their disagreements in furtherance of the greater good? I mean, is it real that they don't disagree, like what was said at the beginning, or do they just shut up about it, or what?
One of those things that drives me nuts is that for whatever reason, a lot of us don't really see the fact that these are our brothers in a sense. The way that you take people who are, not stars, they're not famous, and they have built for themselves an audience of millions of people. They've been seen billions of times in some cases, and are talking to the president